Let's hide this and rename it. Pre-guide curve. Using spline and spine. Now you have a model as a little token to remember this by, using splines and a line as a spine. Spine defines the normalcies of the isoparameters. Let's try another one. We'll do a sweep. Let's move on to two guides and a radius. Let's hide the last surface we created. Okay, guide curve 1. Let me go back to my view. Back to the ISO view here. I'm going to try and actually make it look like the picture. Oh, where is my online docs? Had them handy and now they're not here. Man, oh man. Again, I did a Google search for CATIA V5. Online documentation. What happened? Release number 19. Generative shape design workbench. Workbench description. Toolbars. It's the surface toolbar I'm looking for. Slide down, look for sweep subtoolbar. These are explicit profiles, two guide curves and a radius. Step 1 says select the icon. Step 2 says select the two guides and a radius. Very helpful. Gives you a picture. You see a guide curve and a guide curve. So try and make something that looks like this. A little more special with the splines. Again, I'll do it simple so it's quicker, just using lines. Guide curve number 1. Let's create a line. Start a point on a coordinate. -2. Sounds good to me. And for the direction, I'll select X. For guide curve number 2, we'll go to the opposite side, create a line, and create a point. So use your common tools, insert point, get rid of the negative. Select the X direction for a line, select OK. For a spine, instead of line 8, I'm going to use X right down the middle. I'll hit preview. It needs a radius. The radius is 0.7874. Do you know why that's not going to work? The distance between the two lines is a total of 4 inches. So if I use a radius of 2, it's not giving me a full circle. It's giving me 2 options. Actually, it's giving me several options. Now, I think this used to be a little bit easier. It would highlight it in red. Which one's keeping? Under the relimiters, you have solutions, and actually there's 6 solutions I have. If I hit next, you can kind of see the green highlighting what you're going to get. So you have different options. So this is option 6. Hard to tell what's going on, I'll say okay. And that one is a full circle. You can modify that. Go next, back to option 1. That kind of looks like the first one. Double click it, and you can, for kicks, go to each option. It used to be a lot easier to see. Some are going to be duplicates. They're going from one direction to the other. Go next. So that is going to be the bottom half. Okay, so you're getting a full circle or a half. One's going in one direction clockwise, one's going the other direction counterclockwise. Double click on that. So those are your 6 options. It's the one that's green, I guess, that's showing you what you're going to get. If you select OK, that's the default. What if I wanted something different than a 4? Because what I have right now is a perfect arc. I wonder what would happen if I double click this and change it to 3-inch radius. Okay, so with the 3-inch radius, it uses these as the edge where it's going to stop and adjust the center to move out accordingly. Just for kicks, we'll do a 4-inch radius. And also when I do it this way, you can see the other options now. So if I hit next, you'll see this option. Here's what it's going to give me. Next, this bottom half. Next will be this bottom half in here where it's highlighting green, or that full circle, or the full circle up at top, or that portion that I have, or this portion here. Select OK. So it will adjust it accordingly to match a 3-inch radius that would come tangent to the 2 guide curves. I would challenge you to do this again using a spline and sweep like we did in the 3 guide curve. If I double click that, again in the pop-up window, it tells me that this is 2 guides and a radius. So that's the subtype we're using, is 2 guides and a radius. I'll rename this 2 guides and radius. And that concludes this demo on the 2 guides and radius.